All right. All right, all right. Welcome to another exciting episode of You Don't Know. You don't know, huh? So don't act like you do. You know, we have a special place, I'm not going to say in our hearts, but we have a special place in our minds for some of the lowest people in society. And these are what we call the deadbeat dads. Nobody likes a deadbeat dad. And sometimes these men are poor and stuff like this, and that's no excuse. They should be taking responsibility and taking care of their children. But what about a deadbeat dad who is a rich man? Very, very rich and wealthy man, and not only that, a celebrity on TV. It's incomprehensible. It's reprehensible. We can't stand that. I'm here today with the young lady, Sonya. We're going to let her tell her story. Sonya, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Who is this man?
Usher Raymond.
Usher Raymond. Now, I've seen him. I've seen a guy on TV on the America's Got Talent or whatever called Usher. Is that the same guy?
Usher would be You Got It Bad, as in Tamika Foster's Usher.
In other words, the iconic movie star Usher,
yes.
and singer. Wow.
Sony's Music Entertainment Usher.
So he's an artist with Sony Entertainment Music?
Yes, the board that I sat on as head of A&R, hired in by Doug Morris and the late Celine Dion's husband, Renee, who is no longer, of course, with us. And shout out to Miss Celine Dion.
So do you have one child with Usher?
I want to protect the children, I want to protect the children. There are many more children that I would never sit and say aren't mine, because I believe when I went into the family, we are all one big family. There are lots of children, okay? Multiple lots of children.
Wow.
And I am going to go on the record and say my money that takes care of those children, word just got back to me that all of the baby mothers are out in the street homeless. Right, and I'd say I was affected by the same man, and he has multiple wives, according to Tamika Foster, who testified that in a Fulton City child custody case with trying to get her children. It was hidden from the public. That's the reason why I couldn't show up. I reached out to some close friends that you guys see him with in the Atlantic area, and everybody knows who he means when he say his big brother. And you know who you are. And the thing is, when I reach out to these people, it's like I took him to see Janita, which everybody knows that's Usher's mother, Janita Patton. And she also goes by Janita James, which is the famous culinary chef, which are my 50 franchises, Janita, not yours. And we're talking about billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and you could not take care of one child for Christmas for 10 years. Couldn't visit her for 10 years, didn't pay a hospital bill for 10 years. And let me go on the record and saying to the audience, I am not an angry, mad thought, okay? This is not an ex-wives war. I am under the impression that I was there in the flesh at a wedding. Me and Usher Raymond had a marriage, and there was a ring exchange, okay? And I'm talking about a big, huge diamond, okay? Enormous carats. And I'm talking celebrities attended. And I'm talking their children came to my house on different occasions. And Atlanta, Georgia, we were a big family. I'm talking Warner Music Chapel. I'm talking Universal, which I bought into, which a.k.a. Grace Miguel is supposed to be the some kind of operator over there. Here's the thing about this, and I'm going on record. And I hope that Damon Dash hits you up, because I'm trying to reach out for you, Damon Dash. It's like my phones are hacked. My mail has been stolen for 17 years. Policemen paid off. I am a law enforcer. I am an agent. I am certified. I am licensed. I graduated. I got about 90 certifications and degrees and diplomas. I'm not a thought. I'm not an angry ex-wife. I'm not a jealous ex-wife. I am an educated woman who was already self-made before there was an Usher. Put that on record. And all I want him to do is do what's right. I never asked him for anything, just to help me with the children. Let me see my children. I don't get to talk to my children. and they mistreated me because I went as a missing person. I was sacrificed from the Illuminati. Jay-Z invited me in, and singer, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, and the list goes on. And I was awarded. I came into the game from a Radio 1, which is Tom Joyner, Kathy Hugh. I was nominated and same time awarded humanitarian. And I got my own show, and it went on after that as Sonya. I got adopted. And I became a very special person. I can say I helped everyone from Barbados, Rihanna, Chris Brown. People like, I've worked with Candy from Escape, Tiny, Harris of T.I. I've worked with, I've worked with everybody in the game, and everybody has graced, my presence. And it's a very hurtful thing because I just got contacted by some people at the Juneteenth saying, Queen, we need you to return. You're missed out there. What happened to you? People are saying that you're telling them to get rid of people. You're telling them to drop people from their labels. It's really you on the low taking people's money. And yeah, taking people's dream away from them. So I got a lot of angry people looking for me, threats, all kind of things like that. When it all started from an Illuminati invite from Jay-Z, long story short. And when you become great in the industry, you get these on the low threats. So then you see little and little and little of that person. And while you see, and I'm not starting any wars because I'm not doing this Kanye trip, but Kanye is definitely right in what he's saying. Kanye West is not crazy. The Illuminati did the same thing to me. I was out of my mind. I can show you pictures and videos. I can show you where I started off as a nice, churchy little girl until I got into the industry and I became someone else. The same testimony that Lady Gaga talks about, demons and nightmares and things calling out to you. Those things are real. And when you explain it, people treat you like you're crazy. Gaga, you're not crazy. Kanye, you're not crazy. You guys know that I know you. And besides, Kanye West knows me because I'm the original Tiana Taylor. I created Fade to Fitness. Junie, that's my baby girl, Jamila. And we put that, Shumpert, I created those. They belong to me. Janae Aiko, Cardi B. I originated Cardi B.
Wow. Man.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it really strikes a chord when you're talking about this deal with Jay-Z and this Illuminati sacrifice, because as we know, and the people that watch my show know, that stuff is all too real.
It's real.
All too real.
It's real.
And, one of the biggest red flags we've had in years is this deal with Kanye West. I mean, what's the deal? He started talking a bunch of stuff on stage, and then they put him in a mental hospital?
Yep. I went through the same thing. No family. They did not contact my family. Here I am, a bogus marriage. Oh, husband, could you call my mother? Oh, Janita, could you go? And, oh, yes, it was a wonderful trip. I mean, some psychotic tripped out stuff. And then I get back to my family who never got back to me. And it's like, you're delusional and crazy. We never got a call. No one ever came to get us. I don't know who you were talking to. It wasn't us. Or, just psychotic stuff.
Yeah, they're experts at that. They'll have you talking to somebody on the phone and make you think it's one of your relatives, or, Now, when you said you wound up in a field when they had a failed attempt to kill you, had they drugged you or what?
Yes, I was always realizing at one point being out of it. I remember quite a few episodes where I would have my champagne because everyone knows that Sonya has the Los Angeles Vineyard estate. That 1926 estate that he had to sell, those are my houses that Usher was living in.
Oh my gosh.
His mother, Alberetta, the same house that Tiana Taylor recorded on the VH1 show, that's my house.
Oh my
that's why they didn't want to go on record in courts. According to these new courts, Jane Doe, we can't announce the house because Jane Doe, hello. Let's talk about Jane Doe. Jane Doe needs to be Chantel. Jane Doe is Sonya. I am not crazy. I'm not cracked out on drugs. I'll be in a thought somewhere. I was out of my mind, true enough. I do go through I did have mental health issues. I am healing with God's saving grace because I didn't remember my name. I still don't remember the addresses to the house until I had to do my background check on myself and get everything. But come to find out, all my companies are spread out with all these people that I hired to do business underneath me. And come to find out, according to an ex-boyfriend, which I won't say his name, but he became obsessive and said, here's the thing, I went too far. I still care about you. But your stuff was split 4 ways. Some people got you at the top, but I got all the stuff on the bottom.
Wow.
And then he had a brother who called me, and I'll protect him. I won't say that name because he didn't have to call me. He called me and was like, wake up, Sonya. Wake up. You're somebody, Sonya. You're famous. You're rich. Sonya, you're a celebrity. Wake up. And I'm just like in a zombie stage, you know, mama, you know.
Oh
And, yes. And so it's sad because here my house being cyber stalked. Fake friends aren't really friends. They're goons sent to babysit me and keep me in the corner. So when I wake up, here comes Janita, here comes Usher, here comes Grace Miguel, who let me put it on the record that 15 things you didn't know about Grace Miguel article is true. She is a homewrecker. She just sent 2 of her family members in a boarding house while I was trying to get on my feet with my family, stuck my baby in the side, made her sore, sexually assaulted us, which by the way, and she looks exactly like Grace Miguel, and we can show you pictures. And they came in trying to be holy, and they were bragging about who they were. And I remember these last names over the years. When I would get attacked, these people would say their last names and say, we'll be back. And they come back annually. But I could never connect it until so many years later. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a lot to take in. You know, it's a lot for me. But at the same time, this is very sad when you look up to Jay-Z as a big brother, as a special friend, and he's going to teach me everything you know, put me on the game, you know, invest in me, you know, you're my friend. And I go and I'm being sacrificed and demons on the altar is possessing me. And when I wake up, my daughter Jamila doesn't even want to come to me, you know. I'm pregnant and I'm acting out as bisexual. You know, I'm having affairs with people. I don't remember having sexual relations at parties. I end up in different rooms. You know, it's a masquerade party, but really it's this, you know, Illuminati freak party.
It's just like Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes, and Terry Crews, I want to say something to you, Terry Crews. You are not crazy. And I do remember being friends with Terry Crews and his wife, and there are some very beautiful people. And I just saw him talking to the Congress. And he's so embarrassed about being a man, talking about being sexually assaulted. And I'm like, Terry, you don't have to be embarrassed. That is so attractive for a man to share his hurt and his tears. That does not mean that you're a sissy. You were harassed, and it deserves to be, those people deserve to be exposed.
He was probably drugged too.
He was, and he goes on to say in the record that he was.
Yeah.
I was pimped, I was drugged. I'm ending up in rooms, acting out. Now I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm a Christian girl. No, wait a minute, I'm a lesbian. No, I can't be a lesbian because I'm married and I have kids.
It gets you all confused, and let me tell you, there's something similar to this is happening to someone I know right now.
Pimpology.
Yeah, I mean it's just
sad. It's sad.
Yeah, they have some type of. Now, do you think that they use gestures like hand gestures to kind of, is that right? Yeah. Well, we've seen them do that.
I've done it. If you look at me being Cardi B, I'm doing it. That's me as Cardi B. I'm Cardi B.
Oh my gosh.
If you look at why she looks so different, start going and doing images, and I'll give you some images to look at. You'll go, Heavenly Father. Why does somebody, I mean, if you look at me right now, you take 21,000 images of me. I can go put on some different clothes. You can wait till next year because I'm working on my weight loss. And I can be a size 5. My face is not going to do that many cotton picking changes. And Joe Budden. Thank you, Joe Budden. Joe Budden, the radio personality. I don't want you to get in trouble. Please don't bash the industry. But he's doing his job. Joe Budden said, that is not her. He goes on to record explaining to the people. He went and looked. He goes, I went and looked. And it's just not her, point blank and period. He said, this woman was a genius. That is me. Thank you, Joe Budden. And I reach out to you, Joe Budden, and you listen to me. Thank you. Thank you, Diddy. Mwah. And I saw that Tiana Taylor thing where you can try at the gym. Thank you. That means everything for me, Diddy. You are family. But the thing is, I'm very upset and I'm hurt because, and Jermaine Dupri, thank you. When Tiana Taylor came on your show, you know, the game, I thank you for that. 50 Cent, I miss you, my big brother. Curtis. But the thing is, I'm upset because in the back of my mind, I think, why did no one look for me? And then I think, wait, maybe they did, and maybe they were lied to. And then I think, wait a minute, maybe somebody did discover who I was, and it was just a sad story. I'm homeless, I'm in the street. You know, I'm not this millionaire anymore. I'm not this super fashion designer. I don't look the same. For God's sake, you know, and no disrespect, but here I am looking like the color Roseanne. And it's like, that's not who I was. You know?
This is all too familiar. This thing about changing even the Beatles, they've got pictures of
No.
them go through the years, and there's a lot of these stars. It's not the same person. It's definitely
The industry
not.
has been doing this for years.
They have been.
And we buy into it.
Yeah.
And hops in digital media, okay? I've worked with networks like Lifetime. I've worked with networks like MTV. I freaking bought into BET, okay? Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, okay? I went into the Christian industry, Dr. Bobby Jones. You know, I went into Virtuoso music group and international distribution with Universal, with Fontana, with Ingrooves. And these are companies that became mine. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm angry because these people have the audacity to go and change the agent and say, oh, this is mine, she's lying, and she's crazy. But when you go do background on these people, no education. And according to the investigation right now, when you go do the background check on Jay-Z, it comes up as these people hired themselves in. These people are not educated right now. These people are hiding. And it's like, well, here, and it's going over all of you guys' head who they're talking to, because they're paying people to keep my name and documents and pictures under the rug. Okay? But thanks to you, I'm able, for the first time in my whole entire life, okay, to be myself, to say it the way I want to say it.
That's right. This is your story, and we're going to hear your side of the story. And the thing is, they accomplish so many things when they switch these people out like this. Well, they stole a fortune from you.
I did that. And
they replaced you with a less talented lady. You know, do you still do singing and stuff like that?
Good morning, heartache. Here we go again. Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me well. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache. Good morning, heartache. Good morning, heartache. Would you please, could you please sit down?
Wow. Wow. I can't believe it. Your voice is amazing. Amazing.
And I give it to God now. I say, you know what? I remember feeling like I was floating, levitating when I went into my mission. I went in with Jay-Z as the regular Illuminati member, but I was awarded up until the altar. And I became high priest.
High priestess?
Because money. They put me on it. I sat with the priest. I sat in high places. Jay-Z sits high. I sat right next to him. He was honored. I was honored. Because I was young and I didn't know what it was. I know it wasn't like, the old church thing, the preacher and, and the saints and big hats. It wasn't that. But I said, I have to learn to live, and mom and dad is just going to have to understand that, things are just a little different. I'm still that Christian girl, but this, I'm somebody now. Something snatched back my faith. Something snatched back my personality. I became dark. And sitting as high priest, after a while, churches started kicking me out. It became similar to the Leandra Johnson thing that's going on right now. And I want to say to you, Leandra Johnson, we support you, the Bass family. Hobson, Chantel Hobson, Sonya, a.k.a. Sonya. And I commend you on to keep pushing, Leandria. You're anointed. And I remember meeting you and your family, the Apostolic Family Church in Atlanta. So I just wanted to say that. But I became dark, just like Lady Gaga explained. And I'm very upset because being with Usher, I was a wife to him. I was a mother. I gave birth. I was alone. I made money. I spent many late nights trusting and believing the lies that they told from keeping him from cheating and going to have to get my husband out of a bar when Janita called me and said, your husband at the bar get drunk again. Go get your husband and bring him home. No, we're not being hypocrites. We've all had drinks and a cigarette and, you know, hangovers. But when you're supposed to be my husband, you come home. You come home to me. You understand what I'm saying? And not Grace Miguel hiding in my husband's closet. Or leaving her lingerie in my basket. And I put on my clothes and say, honey, how come I can't fit my lingerie anymore? To her physically fighting and attacking me and my head going into a toilet stool in the bathroom. It took me a minute to remember her because I had memory loss. To her coming into my kitchen right along with other Atlanta, Georgia thoughts, running through my front door, and my mother-in-law, Janita, having to fight them off, and to her saying, oh, I don't know who Sonya is. Never heard of her. But you live in my house. You drive my 30-something cars. You spend my millions and billions of dollars. Tamika Foster. I walk outside of the MTV home that Andre Harrell, Usher bought that house from him. And they're in a car, or Janita drives me to a car, and there's steamed up, steamy windows with Tamika Foster and my husband going at it as if he's not a married man.
That's reprehensible.
If you look at this face, does this look like somebody that didn't come from Usher?
She looks very familiar. Very familiar.
I went to the news for help, not to exploit him, not to tear him down, because the relationship that me and Usher had was, I thought, friends first, mentorship. You know, here I am in the radio business, self-made college student, self-made, buying into the record industry, Interscope, and becoming an artist as Dreezy. You know, I created Tink, you know, Chicago. And here I am, he's in the studio with me. You know, Tink is the prodigy child of T.I. You know, he helped me learn to rap, you know. And it's like, when you think of all these people, it's like we can't do nothing for her because she's mentally gone, you know. But we'll always be with her. And then I hear them say things like, oh, if you talk to her again, just be nice to her. Or was I just nice to you? No, I was a family member to you. You know, we prayed together. We cried together. We laughed together. We ate together.
And they were just being fake the whole time, these Illuminati people. If you could even call them that. That's reprehensible. Now, what about any recordings that are out there under any of the different names that you've had that are your voice?
Sure, Tink. Tink, 7th Streeter, SZA, Cardi B, Jhené Aiko.
Oh, so some of the early Cardi B stuff is you?
All of Cardi B is me.
Oh.
Every bit of Cardi B is me. They went to her and said, do you want to be a star? See, they're digital artists. What I did by being on the radio, this is how it gave birth. Mm-hmm. I was in Milwaukee creating my college years radio show. And the first artist I became was a prodigy, T.I., and I was Tink. She was a singer-rapper, but I didn't know how to rap. And the industry was giving millions of dollars away to rappers. And I'm like, oh, I need this money. You know, I need my tuition paid. You know, and I'm like, I got to learn how to rap. And I'm like, I'm going to suck, but I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. And I start calling up, you know, people. Usher's like, oh, that's simple. We can teach you that, you know. And I learned these things. And then it's like becoming Tink, becoming into the radio, creating these digital artists. It came from a commercial that went too long. So for an example, if you're doing a radio show and, you know, when you get that annoying sound on the radio station, it's like, ding, we'll be right back at the programming, but it goes too long. That's because the radio, as an engineer, there either is no engineer or there is something going on in the business. The radio is getting ready to go out of business. Oh, this is what goes on behind the scenes. And or somebody in the studio just doesn't know what they're doing. So here I come along, new in the radio business, and they're going, well, whatever you want. If you need a job, we'll give you a job as programming instead of just radio personality. So I said, I'll just create things. So I started singing. My name is Jhené Aiko, you know, and different characters started to become this. Then I went and wrote it, and I copied, you know, it was copywritten. And then I started doing shows in the Chicagoland area. And then it took on very quickly, and it was like, I can do this. And then here comes T.I. Here comes the writers behind the scene, Jimmy Iovine. Here comes, Doug
That's a
Morris.
big red flag. Right there.
Here comes Celine Dion. I want to work with you. I want to collab with you. Here comes Lorianne Gibson, choreographer, So we're talking like I can keep going on and on and on about these names. And I was given a chance, an opportunity, and it turned into many blessings. So I'm the original, they say ghostwriter, which it is called a ghostwriter. But I stamped my name on it so that I can always not just be paid as a ghostwriter, but I can always snatch back my catalogs and be a performer and tour and pay bills.
Right.
And survive.
Are you talking about a ghostwriter for lyrics for different songs?
Yes, and choreographers. And then I became a genius, and I did it for sports. I did it for the fashion modeling industry. Became Zendaya. I created Zendaya. And so the list goes on and on and on. I did about 1,000 projects. And how Usher and Janita and them came in is because it became a family affair. Husband and wife. And everybody who was married, supposedly, or wanted to be married, living in a house 1,000 years together as a married couple, they got their children, they got their families in. As T.I. and Tiny called the family hustle. That's what the streets called it. But they went and incorporated theirs. We called ours Tiana Taylor and Meet the Shepherds on VH1. Mm-hmm. That was us. So, and it's unfair that here I am, 17 years later, lies, disrespect. You show up sending people to me. It don't work like that. I feel like Planet of the Apes right now. I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone. And this is unfair to me. I take my daughter a couple years ago, like 16, 15, to see Janita for the first time. And Janita never comes to the door. And my other daughter, keep in mind, is in the back room with her, sitting in the office. I haven't seen my daughter in years. I don't talk to her.
That's tragic.
And according to the police, I could have just took my baby and went on. I'm the mother. She didn't open up the blinds to even peek, and if she did, I'd see the blinds move.
They knew that you were there, didn't they?
They knew. They've been watching me for years. Cyber stalking. Now think about it. If you have a security company, you have access to do whatever you want. Track me, bug me, follow me, exploit me, whatever you want.
I can attest to that because I was in the security industry here in Austin, Texas, and it's amazing what you can do. You can own somebody's phone. For
and he does that.
Very
trust
little
me.
money. Yeah, you can know where they are. You can see their text. Their phone calls, everything. There is no privacy. Especially when you're connected and you have money and stuff like that. Now, as far as the artist Tink, there's not, that hasn't been replaced. All of the Tink recordings are all you, right? And there's no longer.
Everybody, they have touched all 1,000 artists that are spread out. Anybody pretty much from the digital world that stamped anything Sonya, and you would have to be you have to go and do some background work to find that out because the forefront has been erased. Websites. Shelves, CDs, DVDs. And that's why it's like, well, who are you? I'm everybody. See what I'm saying? I'm everywhere. You see me every day. You just don't know you're looking at me.
Right.
Because of a hologram. They've darkened me. They've replaced my lips. They've replaced my nose. They've put in somebody's body on top of mine.
And these, like, for instance, the lady that's posing as Cardi B right now, they use a lady that looks like you. Is that right?
Yes. They try to come close as possible, school her right in there. Hey, do you want to make a couple $100,000? And that's why I don't know her real name, but that's why they ask her, well, do you want to make some money? And she says, hey, when she supposedly sued her manager, you would have to go to that manager and get the scoop because that girl don't know. She got presented with the opportunity because she said it.
Because she's what?
She said it. She said, you came to me on my Instagram and asked me, did I want to do this? And I said yes.
Yeah.
Well, who would say no for $100,000?
Exactly, yeah. And so they have to pay her a lot less than they pay you. And now let me ask you this. You said there was a man who in an interview was saying that that's not Cardi B. Who was
Joe Budden.
Joe Budden?
Yes.
Okay. And this is an interview in a magazine or?
No, Joe Budden is a personality.
Oh yeah, but where was he? Was he being interviewed on TV or on?
Oh well, he does what you do. It's kind of like an internet radio show. Mm-hmm. So it's like that in the studio.
And he said that that's
he
not
goes
Cardi
live.
B. Wow.
Right now, if we take a break and you dig it up, and I don't know if you can do the corner two-way show, but you can see him talking about it. And he says, "I'm going live to do this because this needs to be said." And he goes, that is not her. And I'm like, talk about it. Because what you're doing, we're not being messy and throwing drama. What we're doing is we're healing. We're saving children.
Yeah.
We're real people.
And I'm trying to let people know what's really going on
Exactly.
behind some
I'm
of
not
these
dead.
stars that they admire, you know. Some of these stars may not be as admirable as some people think they are.
And I'm going to go even deeper. It's not so much that I'm here saying, okay, everything is mine, and it is. I pay people's grandmother bills. I pay for people's rent. I pay people's estates. I pay for your insurance bill. No one can come and think about me. Excuse me. I gave away 10 million, 5 million, 1 million. Another blessed, beautiful person I can go on record and say is, thank you. And I want to call her family, Tony Braxton. I don't know where or who or what I would be without you, without Trina, without Miss Evelyn. I would be out my rabbit mind if it wasn't for these individual women. And even Tiny.
So there's plenty of people that know that
Yes.
what happened to you, or at least suspect.
Yes.
And so after all the good things that you've done and all the talent that you shared in writing the songs and everything that you've done, they were going to sacrifice you as an Illuminati sacrifice.
Jealousy, feeling threat. Here's the thing that...
Greed, you know, the one
exactly.
Money out.
We're the best. And no one's going to be better than us. We're the kings. Let me tell you something that I always tell people out there. There is room for everybody. And Kanye West is a very good friend of mine. I don't know how he feels now that he's gone through his mental breakdown, because he has mental health issues very badly, because I suffered the same thing from the same exact place, from the same exact invite. I will go on record to say that. But what I have to say is, well, I want to be careful in saying that. Okay. I'm not going to say what I was going to say, because I want to be careful. Because by me being a very important governmental agent, I sit high. And here's the thing about this. I've already made a lot of people angry because they've been jealous forever. Okay? Because everybody wanted Universal. Everybody wanted Sonya. I'm talking about people are out there murdering people on the board for these positions.
Yeah, you bet.
By the grace of God, I survived it. God delivered me from demons.
That's the only way to explain it. I mean, they had you in their clutches, and you know, granted you were left out in the field to die, but...
And I was sued. I got sued because I wouldn't continue. They called me, the audacity. They called me a failed test. So I guess if I'm cloned, I would like to have me back. Put it in the mail. You know?
This question is going to come up because, you know, since Jay-Z was brought up and everything, there's been a lot of allegations online that Beyonce is under some type of mind control, and they have pictures of her sometimes where she looks like she's all spaced out. I mean, do you want to comment on that? Or
I definitely comment on it.
Okay.
I know Beyonce, but the thing is, I won't say I know her as if I sit every day and say, "Oh, hey Beyonce, I'm coming over Thursday." Mm-hmm. It was a long time ago. I haven't seen these people for years. These people have not reached out to me that I know of, because I want to be careful in how I say that. But it's true that the Illuminati does exist, and people know that. It's true that you got to be careful what you say, because that's something serious. And I have kids, and I want to see the rest of my kids, and I want to see tomorrow. But I will not have fear in men. I won't do that, because if I'm in the field left for dead and I'm cut, they could have had their way and made me sushi. But God said no. So I won't fear in saying what y'all see is real. And I'll leave it like that. Take it how you want it.
Well, now, there's obviously this big deal about Kanye. We talked about that earlier.
We can talk about Kanye all day long. I love you, Kanye. I miss you.
Has he changed at all?
Yes.
Because of that, what they did to him in that hospital?
Yes. Kanye, yes.
Is he more kind of subdued or something? Or
Kanye is a genius like me. Kanye is definitely different. Kanye is being challenged because God comes to every man and you know, we have to make a choice. You know, when God tugs at you, when you go up that high and being tempered with spirits, do you call on God or do you just get suckered in? I believe that Kanye went to God. And then he upset the Illuminati. He upset Jay-Z by talking about it. He upset Jay-Z and them by not calming down, by not shutting up. You know, Kim probably getting on Beyonce nerves by inviting her and doing whatever it is that she's doing. But the thing about it is, when spirits warp against each other, it's not like if I come over one day. I want to share some with you. If I come over one day and I'm kind of agitated about something, those are spirits warring. It's not you.
That's absolutely.
We're fighting spirits.
Yes.
So when I go and I fast and I pray and I come back, they say, you're a lot different than you was just like 2 weeks ago. What's going on? You know what? I was praying. I'm not fake. Mm-hmm. I'm a real Christian. I was praying, and God touched me. And you can change overnight. You can be different overnight.
You bet. You bet. Especially these people that are really caught up in the Illuminati, they have these alternate personalities.
They need to find God.
They can just change on a dime.
They're dead. You are a zombie, and you are dead.
Have they gone too far? In other words, they'll never be able to redeem themselves unless maybe they ask God into their life, or
the only way. Think about what you just asked me. Think about what we see. It's not scientific, okay? Maybe the exaggerations of things are, but the whole overall Illuminati demonic inventation and everybody changing from when they first started till their later years, something is wrong.
Yes, it's not just they didn't just get jaded or this money happened to them or something like that.
Something is wrong.
Profound changes.
God is the only way. You know, the Bible is real, and I don't want to offend people out there who don't believe in God, but the Bible is real. Something is up there. Something is out there that's good. Mm-hmm. Something is down there. Something is out there that's evil. And we all know it. And I'm talking to the scientists. You know it. Stop the bull crap. Something's out there. There is a God, and there is a hell, and there is a devil.
And he's got agents here on earth working through human beings to do the dirty work.
You got bad angels, you got good angels. And when you go into something dark like that for greed, what I want to say, what I just said in that sentence, you're an adult. You have your own decisions. But I'm going to defend it as well. But when you're young, it's unfair because I was the one that was young. So I can't say, oh, I was an adult and I made a decision, so you have to live with it. No. It was unfair to invite me to such a dark place as that. You tricked me in there because you didn't let me go in there and see.
Yeah, and they ganged up.
You didn't let me make a decision.
They had you outnumbered.
You was not a friend.
Right.
It's on record. You were not a friend. You didn't love me. You didn't like me. It was something there, and I'll leave it like that. That was wrong.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
Deceptive from the very beginning. They saw they wanted your talent, your glow, your
money,
energy. Yeah.
The name.
The money.
The seats. Yeah. It was all about the seat.
All about the what?
Seat. The seat. The chair I sat in. Now you think, well, everybody sits on the altar. Everybody's billionaires. Everybody's millionaires. Like, who are you? Like, why? I mean, he was here. No. There was a number. Everything up there has a number. Very important to remember. There is a number 1. There's a number 99. And when you're competing, no one likes to be number 89. No one likes to be number 99. No one on the charts likes to be number 30. We don't even want to be number 20. We want to be number 10 through 1. Catch that.
That's all.
And people do whatever they got to do to be that top 10, to be that number 1.
It's a cutthroat business, isn't it?
Dirty.
Whoa. And then you mentioned Jimmy Iovine. That's a red flag right there, isn't it?
A lot of it is a red flag. I had to live and learn, because in my world it's like, no, these are great friends. No, like, this is it. I've been working my whole life with this. And then it's like when you get up here and it's like, everybody is out of their mind. Everybody is awkward. Everybody's weird.
They got something.
We're zombies. They're your zombies up there. You don't know what you're doing. That's why you need Christ. You have to have Christ Jesus. Even the churches that sit high up there. And I have so much respect for Jamal Bryant. I have respect for the T.D. Jakes family. I have respect for more and more names in the Christian world and pastors and leaders that I met when I was up there.
People that are able to
people can see and know the real God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll say that. And the environment becomes tainted, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Because spirits get through walls. They get in your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
They get into the follicles of your hair.
Mm-hmm.
They get in your eyes because there are rituals and spells. So 1 minute you come and see me, hey, Sonya. Then the next minute it's like, get out of my house. You know, hey, I'm invited to the party. And who are you?
Right. It's that flip-flopping, just like that.
Demons. And you don't mean to. Spirits.
Do you think this affects everybody, just a normal person, these type of demonic, I mean, we know that they affect us, but just it seems to affect these stars more. They seem to be deeper into it.
Yeah, because you're being pimped for money.
Mm-hmm.
You're being pimped. You're a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you sign a contract, it's time, showcase, you know.
To bring all these ideas to the people.
And customers, and we got to keep the entertainment going, we got to keep the businesses going. Uncle Sam is quite evil. The IRS are evil.
Oh, yeah.
I got billions of dollars that I haven't got. Instead, for the last 15-some years, I've been on welfare. They just found out I made too much money. Now I have to get off welfare. I can't even get food stamps. And when you go and get a transcript, I should be serving 40 years in prison.
Why? They charged you with some crimes?
They tried to say back in 2014 in North Carolina that I was pulling one of those lazy, rich people kind of ways. And you have rich people out there that are doing that right now. Let's talk about it. What they do is when they're losing the money, you still look out over the water and see, oh, that's the Nancy Crew family. Oh, they're the richest on the mountain. But you don't know that the Nancy Crew family is starting to become like Mr. and Mrs. Jane Doe in the regular normal area. And they done lost a half their millions. They going down, so they on welfare. And you still seeing the lavish parties. It done became rentals. You know, they borrowing things from family and friends. They stealing to get it. Whatever they got to do, and that's their business. But I'm just saying, when the low comes, hey, we got to keep this wool over everybody's head. We got to keep it rolling in. We got to do what we got to do. It's a dirty world. It's a dirty world.
They're trying to keep up their images, even though they're going broke, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Human nature, yeah.
That wasn't the case.
Sonya, thank you so much for coming to speak with me.
Yes.
It's been, this interview is going on air tonight.
Yes.
It's going to get published, and people are going to hear your story.
Thank you. I want to go on record to say thank you. I want to go on record to say to the government, as Agent Sonya, who is a law enforcer, who opened up orphanages for children, who helped create high food stamps and put food stamps into the communities of Chicago, for 400-some-thousand jobs in Atlanta and Los Angeles, overseas. I want to say that I'm asking the government to stand up, faith-based organizations, to see this and contact you and reach out and help us, because I'm pretty much, I want to be careful with the people chiming in now, because this goes viral. We're going to get all kind of bad and or good press about this. And I want faith-based organizations, and I'm going to know because I'm going to do background check. I want to say thank you for letting me share my story. I want to say to my children who are going to see this, I do love you. I've never abandoned you, okay? I don't have a way of talking to you. This is the only way. Because any other way that even when I drive up to try to come and try to look to see if I want to come and see where you guys are living or staying, they're on the run. They're being removed. They're living in and out of the house with different people. I want them to see my face. They have my face, and let them know I love you. McKinney loves you. We wait for you. We wait the day to hug you, to hold you, to laugh with you, to pray with you. And I'm willing to come here and do whatever other interview I need to do.
That's great. We're going to get the message out there, and I hope that I know that your children will see this message to you and see that you're doing all right.
Yes.
That's very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Here's another episode of You Don't Know. Y'all take it home and watch it again and again. Thank you. Good night.